Y'all see him in the streets struggling, young, dumb, and thuggin', give a fuck about nothing. Stuck at rock bottom, trying to come up on something. Pumping from sundown to sun.
What's up, guys? Street Justice here. Welcome back to my channel. We're back with our reaction to The Last of Us. This is Season 1, Episode 6, Kin. And this episode is actually coming to us a little bit later because the last episode came to us a little bit early because of the Super Bowl. And that's alright because the last episode was absolutely fantastic. We got to see the entire Sam and Henry storyline play out for TV, and yeah, it was just as heartbreaking and brutal to watch, but I thought they did a wonderful job with it. I have been seeing a lot of hate for the Kathleen character though online because people just seem to hate her. I was even watching some other reactions as well, and people were really nitpicking, like, what did she ever do to become leader? Why are people following her? I would never follow her. For me personally, I didn't even look at it or think about it twice. I was basically just like, all right, they told us her brother was kind of the leader. They respected him. He died. They respect her. And then let's move on with the story. So, yeah, I don't really get the hate. I thought she did a fine job with it. She wasn't even a character from the video games. So, yeah, there would have been no one there in that place for the last 2 episodes. They just basically add an extra layer, an extra element to that group. So, I have no complaints, but people online, there's always something to complain about. Regardless, at the end of the last episode, we did see Ellie, like, it almost seems like she's hardening a bit after everything we've been through so far in this series, because we saw her ask Joel, like, which way's west, and she just started heading that direction. So, yeah, I think I'm just about ready to head that direction as well. You guys look for my full reactions to the show. Link to my Patreon is down in the description below, or subscribe to the channel. Now's a very good time to click that button down below. Smash like while you're there. With that said, let's jump right in. Let's check it out. Let's go. Of course they're playing this back. Just what I need to see at the start of this episode. 3 months later. I don't think I've ever had rabbit. And that's not even Joel. And that's not even Ellie. Or a lot has changed in 3 months.
And the gun.
Who the hell are you?
Just someone passing through.
Damn.
Take the gun out, 2 fingers only, put it out of reach.
Don't try anything, old man.
Why did you shoot him?
The gun's all the way over there. He didn't hurt me, by the way.
Yeah, I got eyes. You made him soup?
Yeah, I did. Hold up.
Yeah, she's sweet.
Looking for my brother.
Can I come down?
No. Ellie.
Oh, wow.
She's coming down.
What did I just say?
Joe, come on, there's like 1,000.
Who's this little psycho?
Never mind her. I need you to tell us where we are.
If you got a map, why you lost?
Must have missed all the street signs in the enormous fucking forest.
Holy.
She's got a mouth on her.
We're somewhere here. Exactly where? And your answer better be the same as your wife's.
You telling the truth?
Yeah,
You telling me the truth?
yeah.
You never go past the river here.
What's past the river?
Death
You're not gonna scare us.
scared you.
Alright, we're going to the danger zone now. Joel won't stop though.
You don't seriously believe them.
Gotta get Tommy back if he is alive.
Joel, are you okay? Joe?
Stop.
Are we shitting dying?
I'm okay, I'm okay.
It's like my anxiety before I post a video to YouTube. Alright, here comes the hate. I'm gonna post it anyway.
It's close to dark. There's some caves along the river. We'll set up camp there, cross in the morning.
Good. Starving.
I would not want to stay in a cave.
We can get our own rabbits.
Never mind infected. I want to be eaten by a bear.
Can I have some?
No.
What? Just to warm up? Come on.
Give her a swig.
Yep. Still gross. It'll work, right? The vaccine.
It's a little late to start wondering.
I tried with Sam.
Tried what?
Oh, she's actually telling him.
I rubbed some of my blood into his bite.
Should have told him right away.
I reckon it's a lot more complicated than that. Marlene, she's a lot
Yeah,
of
I'm not a
pain.
doctor, but you gotta like synthesize that shit or
She says we
something.
can do it, they can do it.
Surprised he's not more mad at her.
Help you both. Get some sleep.
Notice he's sleeping on his other ear this time.
You can't do things like this.
But I can. Because I just did.
Wake me up next time.
Yes, sir.
So many great shots, man.
Damn.
I was just about to say that.
Yeah, but who is? Hey, Joel. What if this is the river of death?
Yeah, he might have thought they were out of the woods. They might not be, though. Oh, shit! They're definitely not. They came out of nowhere.
How about we just talk this through?
How about you shut the fuck up?
We'll just move on.
Now her. I wrote this. Might be confusing the dog. That was a good fake out.
You just bought yourself 10 more seconds.
Just looking for my brother. It's all, nothing more.
What's your name?
Joel.
He gave his real name. Yo!
Tommy!
Yo, he yelled it out. We haven't seen him since the first episode. Hell yeah. Right after last episode, voice actor Tommy gets killed off.
What the fuck you doing here? I came here to save you.
You did it. That was freaking great. Just the way he yelled out as soon as he saw him. Tommy!
Been a while since we've had a proper meal.
Actually, I don't think I've ever had a proper meal. This is fucking amazing.
Sorry.
Language.
What?
What's wrong with you?
What about her manners?
Man, we're grateful for your hospitality and all. But it'd be nice to have a moment here, maybe just for family.
Maria is family, actually.
Oh shit. Congrats.
She's the Maria, the new Maria. I'm surprised they're introducing this to the series so soon.
So, communism.
This place is functioning well.
It is that, literally. This is the commune. We're communists. No way. That's our newest one. Couple months old.
He's like,
You wanna
wait,
pet her?
am
Yeah,
I?
What's your name? Shimmer. Shimmer. We put them in the empty house. across the
Shimmer.
street.
Yeah. Decent place.
Well, I'll take Ellie over there if you two want to catch up.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, he's got to fill him in
You'll be fine.
on what he's up to exactly.
Shall we?
Thanks for still giving a shit about working on raising some hogs, too.
Traveled a long way to find
Some
him.
get bacon. I mean, what's even left? So how's Tess?
He doesn't
He's
know.
fine. All right.
Good then. And the kid?
She's the daughter of some firefly muckety muck.
Infected? Raiders? It's not exactly an easy trip.
It'll be easy for us. Seeing as how you
I
can
think they're
handle
setting up a lot of stuff that we're gonna have to pass through here.
Yeah, I can't go.
Oh, come on. I made it across the country. The two of us can make it from here to Colorado. If you knew the shit that I've been through, Tommy, trying to find you these last few months.
I'm gonna be a father. A
There-
few months along.
There's the real reason he doesn't want to leave.
Be honest, I'm scared to death. But I don't know. I feel like I'd be a good dad.
It's tough to bring up around Joel though, knowing what he
We'll
lost,
find out.
who he lost. R.I.P. Sarah.
I guess we'll find out. That's all you got?
What else am I supposed to say?
Just because life stopped for you doesn't mean it has to stop for me.
We'll grab some supplies and be out of your hair in the morning.
Course the reconnection couldn't be all love. Gotta sprinkle some drama in there, which is exactly what they're doing. And what the hell is going on with Joel? She's gonna rummage through their place. Kevin, Sarah. It's like a memorial.
Oh, good. Just traded for this. It's super fucking purple. Eggplant. Fits.
Yeah.
Shoes aren't too big?
No. Where's my other stuff?
Rag pile. Who's been cutting your hair?
World-class salons.
Let me get my scissors.
Oh, well, no,
Trim. That's all. Just the ends.
I feel like I've seen this actress around too.
I always liked doing hair, though. Maybe it was a mom thing.
I think she might have appeared in an episode of Walking Dead.
I'm sorry about your kids.
It's okay. No kid. Just Kevin. Sarah was Joel's daughter.
The reveal.
Look, I'm not gonna ask you what you're doing with him.
Good.
But there are clearly things you don't know about Joel.
Oh, like how he used to kill people? I know about that.
So then you understand my concern.
He doesn't do that anymore.
He stopped killing people?
Innocent ones. And Tommy did it too. You worried about him?
You did tell Ellie about
Tommy was
that,
following Joel.
about their
Where are you
past.
now?
Well, maybe I'm smarter than Tommy. No offense.
Be careful who you put your faith in. The only people who can betray us are the ones we trust.
Some wise words right there.
Now come on. Grab your super fucking eggplant coat.
Where are we going?
The movies.
Yeah, I'm a friend of Tony's. You know, Tony DeForest.
Yo, they're living the high life over here.
I'm an actor too.
Yeah?
Man, the apocalypse ever actually does go down? I'm moving to Jackson.
I said I might find you here. Figured I'd save you the trouble.
Nice. New boots.
Let me off the hook or what?
This ride to the university, is it a suicide mission?
No. It's dangerous. You can't handle it. What is this?
It's like he's doubting himself.
She's immune.
What?
He said it.
Ellie, Tommy,
This is big.
Tommy. I saw her get bit myself. That was months ago. Months. She's immune.
From the beginning.
It was Marlene. She hired us to smuggle her to some fireflies. Tess got bit. She made me swear to take the kid. It was her dying wish. What the hell was I supposed to do? I saw a man kill his own brother. To save her. Well, I just watched. I was so afraid. You think I can still handle things, but I'm not who I was. And I have dreams.
See the tears in his eyes too. You know, he's killing it right now.
You want me to take her? I'm just gonna get her killed. I know it. I know it. And I have to leave her. I mean, it's what you took off on me, right? To make up for the things we did. You're younger than me. You're still strong. You said it yourself. You'll come back. You have to take her. You can't tell anyone.
Man,
Maria.
I feel like he's giving his best performance of the season right here.
Anyone I trust. If anyone else sees those bites on her,
In terms of
within
just
her skin,
straight up acting.
it's the last thing I'll ever ask.
I'll take her out at dawn.
It does make sense too because of his past Fireflies connection.
Is this really all they had to worry about? Boys, movies, deciding which shirt goes with which skirt.
They're seen out of the game.
Listen,
Why are you here?
I came here to talk to you.
No, why are you still here? If you're gonna ditch me, ditch me.
He knows the area better than I do.
Do you give a shit about me or not?
Of course I do.
Then what are you so afraid of?
I'm not her, you know.
Careful,
They
Ellie.
told me about Sarah, and
No. Don't say another word.
Not about Sarah.
about your daughter, Joel. But I have lost people too.
You have no idea what loss is.
Everybody I have cared for has either died or left me.
Everybody fucking except for you. So don't tell me that I'd be safe with somebody else, because the truth is, I would just be more scared.
They've gotten close. And he basically is like a father figure now.
You're not my daughter. And I sure as hell ain't your dad. Now come dawn, We're going our separate ways.
Man. That was straight out of the video game. And like I've said before, if you can't do it better, especially when it comes to like these key, monumental, emotional moments, just do it the exact same. Man, it's like, we saw it. He lost everything in his world, yet he still continued on.
Come in.
Stables?
You came here to say goodbye or something?
No. I came here to steal one of these horses and go.
I would have gave you one.
Anyway, that was 30 minutes ago, and I guess you deserve a choice. I still think you'd be better off with Tommy.
Let's go.
Okay.
She made her choice.
Adios, big brother.
The music never disappoints, always on point.
Wide right. You're flinching.
The target's too small.
Bigger
Practicing.
than I should have. Eject the cartridge.
And I'm not flinching.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't aim right. You'll see.
Deep breath in.
Watch him do it in one shot.
You squeeze the trigger like you love it. Gentle, steady, nice and slow.
You gotta shoot this thing or get it pregnant. It isn't gonna work. It doesn't aim right. You dick.
And there's the music. Asshole. Man, what a shot. I feel like I've said that on 5 or 6 or 14 different occasions this episode.
We were called contractors.
The contractor. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, we were cool. Everybody loved contractors.
It's those little moments, a little bit of happiness, living these times.
How about that? Made it in 5 days.
Easy days. I don't know what Tommy was so afraid of.
Still time to find out.
Still time to
Yeah, last time they came out of nowhere.
So these places, people would live here and like, what, go to classes and stuff?
You know, figuring out what they wanted to do with their lives.
What they wanted to do with their lives.
I still don't know.
When I was a kid, I wanted to be a singer.
Shut up.
Why is that funny?
You gotta sing something now.
No,
Come on now, I'm not gonna laugh.
you're already laughing.
Okay.
True.
What are you singing for me later? I'm gonna save the fucking world, man. That's the least you can do for me.
Fair enough.
Are those monkeys?
Oh shit.
Look at them go. Here we go.
Yeah, there's their symbol. And the set design in every single location we go to, like for a series like this or for something like we saw for like The Walking Dead, there's set locations for like, you don't really leave, like Alexandria, a main state point.
Doctors here.
We're just passing through all these.
There's a packing list. Something you make before moving.
They just left.
It's like a note you find in a game. Alright, place your bets, people. Is it people or monkeys? Ow! Damn monkeys. Stealing our medical supplies.
At the back.
Fucking great. Load up quick. No questions asked. It's a video game kill right there. 1 down, 3 to go. Oh, fuck. Ah.
Get him the horse! Get him the horse!
He didn't even realize that he was stabbed. I guess they don't have guns.
Joel? Joel? Joel, no, shit!
Joel! Oh, that shit is leaking.
Joel, open your eyes.
Where's the duct
Open your
tape?
eyes. Joel, you gotta get up. I can't fucking do this without you. I don't know where the fuck I'm going. What the fuck I'm gonna do. Joel.
Is that where they're gonna leave us hanging? With Joel fucking dying in the snow? Wow. They actually did it to us. Those bastards. That was kind of an emotional episode. Alright guys, that was The Last of Us Season 1, Episode 6, Kin, and yeah, there's a lot to discuss for this one. I felt like up until like the last 10 minutes or maybe even like the last 5 minutes there, it was kind of a slower episode. Might have been the slowest episode of the season so far. So I don't know if it was my favorite episode, especially the time we spent at Jackson, because here's one of the things I really want to talk about. As I've said before, I'm not going to go ahead in the games in regards to like story beats and main things that actually happen, but I always like to compare the episode to what actually took place in the game, like the similarities or differences. So one thing I definitely got to talk about though in regards to, this isn't a spoiler, but they're kind of blending in some stuff from the next game, the second game, part 2, The Last of Us Part 2. So that was very interesting because, at least in my recollection, we don't see Jackson in the first game at all. We definitely meet up with Tommy. We have the Tommy episode, I guess you could say, or the Tommy chapter in the game. And a lot of it played out much like it did for this episode here with Tommy or with Joel kind of passing off Ellie to Tommy, but it wasn't actually in Jackson. So that was definitely interesting. I was surprised to see that. And there's another thing that they threw at us. I'm not going to actually really go into it, but I just want to say it very briefly or kind of just hint to it, just so people know that I might have picked up on something. I'm sure a lot of people did, but while they were actually sitting there in that cafeteria in Jackson between all of them, Maria, Tommy, Joel, and Ellie, there's somebody like peeking around the corner there. I think that was a character from the second game. A character that comes to know Ellie, and Ellie comes to know very well in the second game. So that's all I'm going to say about that in regards to the second game. But I feel like they were definitely setting up some things for Season 2 that they didn't necessarily set up in the first game, that weren't set up at all for the second game. So obviously they know there's going to be a second season. They knew the show was going to be big right off the bat. The second it was announced, the second they started making the show, they knew the show was going to blow up and become the huge phenomenon that it actually has. So it does make sense that they would be setting up some story beats for the second season. It just really kind of caught me off guard seeing it here this episode, because we never got that at any point of the first game. So yeah, that was definitely interesting. So I wanted to point that out because I feel like that's definitely something that they're setting up for Season 2, and that's really all I'm going to go into it in regards to that. But one of the other differences too that I did want to talk about in regards to the Tommy stuff and the first game is Ellie, once she actually finds out about Joel wanting to pass her off, if I'm remembering this right, she actually takes one of the horses and basically just takes off, steals one of the horses, and then Joel and Tommy have to go after her. And then at that point, once they actually find her, that's when they have the talk that Joel had with Ellie, and I think in the place that Tommy gave him in this episode here. So they kind of skipped out, or they cut out that one part. They just jumped right into that conversation. It's like she just overheard them, and she never actually stole a horse or ran off at all. So that was interesting because I was expecting this full episode to be the Tommy stuff, and then the next episode to kind of start off and then maybe even do a bit of a time jump for what we're going to see next, which is we got some of it this episode where they actually arrived to the university. We saw the monkeys. There was another animal that we didn't see. I'm just going to say it's not a spoiler at all, but I wanted to see a giraffe, but I guess based off the weather alone, we didn't see the giraffe, and probably for more budgetary reasons. I didn't want to see a CGI giraffe. I wanted to see a real giraffe. So the fact they just cut out the giraffe completely, I'm a little bit upset by it. I'm probably gonna have to take away a full point because of that. But regardless, the overall, what we actually got, what came from that scene afterwards, was similar but not quite the same to the game as well, because I want to talk about another major difference, because we did see the monkeys in the game. We saw a giraffe. We did see a giraffe here. I think there was actually multiple giraffes, but we did see like those bandits or raiders arrive as well, and we definitely had a confrontation with them in the game. But one of the main differences is in how it all plays out in regards to Joel being injured. It wasn't just a simple stabbing like that. I gotta say, I kind of liked it better in the game. It's a little less realistic, yes, but I think overall I liked it more, especially how it all played out, because it was a lot more intense in the game. So in the game, he's like on the second balcony inside the university still. He gets into a scrap. Spoiler, if you don't want to hear how it plays out, what we saw this episode in the game, feel free to skip ahead about 2 minutes or so. But basically in the game, he's having a confrontation. He's going 1v1 against another bandit, and then he kind of like is thrown over the balcony or over the ledge of the second story or of the second floor inside the building, and then he lands on some, I forget what it's called, but a huge freaking, I think it's like rebarb, or yeah, I think it's rebarb or rhubarb, one of those two. One of those is, I think, a vegetable or something, but the other one, not the vegetable, the other one, the metal one, the metallic bar that he actually is sticking out of the floor, out of some concrete, he actually lands on and pierces him right through him. Very similar to the stabbing that we saw at the end of the episode, but not quite the same. Not as effective, at least not for me, but I guess at the end of the day, he still gets injured. He still gets fucked up from the experience and from this run-in with the bandits or raiders or whatever the fuck they are, but in the game, he needs Ellie's help because he's like collapsing multiple times as they're making their way back to the horse. And we didn't get any of that this time because the horse was basically right there. Then the other three bandits arrived. They just took off in the episode. But in the game, there was a lot more of a struggle. He had to like pretty much make it through the rest of the building and get back to the horse in order to take off. And like he's collapsing, like the vision's going blurry. He's fainting. Like you don't know if he's going to make it even back to the horse. So I gotta say, one of the few occurrences, one of the few times, at least so far in this season, that I actually think it was done better in the game. So yeah, I don't know why they did it like this, because I feel like for the most part, and I don't know, maybe I haven't really gone against anything that we've seen on screen thus far, any of the changes, because even going back to the Bill and Frank stuff, which some people in the world absolutely hated, I think it's going to win some awards, but I thought it was actually done for the better. There's some scenes I wanted to see between Bill and Ellie that we never got, but overall, I feel like the story that we did get was given to us, and it actually made for a better story. But here, at least when it came to the action stuff, I gotta be honest with you guys, I don't think what we got on screen for this episode was better than what we actually got in the game. And I don't think it was as intense or as effective. It's been one of the few rare occurrences where I felt that way about the show. But I gotta point it out, because up until this point, I feel like I've been super lovey-dovey with the show. And this episode has been like the first time where I'm like, I kind of liked it better the other way. You probably should have stuck with how it actually was and not switched it up so much. And that's the thing too. A lot of these changes, yes, things play out differently, but it's the end result that is the exact same. Like, we end up at the exact same point. So I guess at the end of the day, we still end up at the exact same point, because we get that scene where Ellie and Joel are later on taking off on the horse, and then once they get away from those fuckers back there, Joel does fall off the horse. So much like that, in a similar vein, I think she might have even said the similar words. So I guess we got the same end result. We ended up at the same point, even if they did switch things up in regards to how we actually got there. In regards to how we actually got there, I thought it was done a little bit better in the game. That's just my opinion. Some people might feel differently. If you guys, regardless of how you feel about that, let me know in the comments down below. Did you guys prefer it in the game if you played the game, or were you perfectly fine with how it played out here? Because at least for me, I thought it was a lot more intense, like him just like collapsing all those times. Like Ellie was having to like basically carry him, like his arm over her shoulder, like walk him back to the horse, and his vision is going blurry. He's collapsing. You don't even know if he's gonna make it back to the horse in the game. Here it's like, shit, I was stabbed. Let's go. Then they just hop on the horse and they're out of there. So it's like they cut out like a huge monumental moment, and maybe it wasn't a monumental moment, but it was a pretty intense moment from the game. So I was a little disappointed about that. Another thing that is not, it doesn't bother me at all, but I feel like I could tell already, based off what we got earlier this season with Bill and Frank, that some people are going to be snapping. Maria is not white. Oh my God, breaking news. So some people are going to be upset about that. I can already tell. It's just something else to complain about, but I don't know if it was necessarily a necessary change. maybe she was the best person for the role, but I don't even know what the voice actress looks like, the one that voiced Maria in the game. So I don't know. Maybe she was a colored person. I don't know. So a lot of these voice actors, I don't freaking know what they look like. So I don't know. Personally, for me, I don't really have a problem with it. I just don't know if it was necessary, like what the reason for the change was. Like, it doesn't ruin anything for me. Okay, she's black. Who freaking cares? But I can already tell you guys, for some, that's gonna be one of the major complaints that you hear from people online or on the internet. Of course, there's always gonna be a complaint. They've always got something to complain about. I just feel like this is something from this episode that they now got to complain about. For me personally, I don't care. I just don't really know why they did make that change. Was it just that they felt some further need to kind of diversify the cast a little bit more? I don't know. So it might have already come out online. They probably discussed a little bit why they actually did switch it up and choose a colored actress to play the character of Maria. At the end of the day, it doesn't freaking matter. She was fine. I don't know where I've seen that actress before. I feel like I might have seen her in The Walking Dead. There was an episode, I think it was called Scars or something like that. I feel like she was the actress from that episode. I could be wrong about that. Let me know if that was actually her or not, for anybody that does know. But yeah, I thought she did fine in the role. I didn't really like the Maria character. I thought she was fine in the game, but obviously you can't have every single character look the exact same. And just because they look differently from how they were portrayed or from their actual character in the game doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to be any different or be worse than how they actually were as a character. So yeah, we got to see her a little bit. I didn't really enjoy the Tommy stuff too much, if I'm being completely honest, this episode. I felt like it was a little bit more on the slower side, and they definitely kind of gave us they set up a lot of stuff, kind of like what I mentioned before from the second game for the second season. So that was interesting. No real spoilers there at all, but you could tell right away that they're like, oh yeah, we're going to be using this place for season 2. So when we come back to it, if we get a season 2, and yep, obviously season 2 has already been greenlit. So that was very interesting to see, and it kind of caught me by surprise. So yeah, when it comes to what else did we get this episode, some more emotional moments, some of those monumental key moments. I definitely like the discussion between Joel and Ellie when he's like, that's right, you are not my daughter and I'm not your father. It was right after I was like, man, they've grown so close. He's basically fallen into that father figure role now, but obviously we know about his history. We know about Sarah, and now Ellie knows about her as well. That was pretty brave of her to say, because she's like, I'm not your daughter. What happened to Sarah is not going to happen to me. So yeah, that was pretty intense. It pretty much played out exactly as it did in the game for that scene. And then what we got afterwards, the payoff where Joel, they basically took the night. He had some time to himself to really think about it. He was obviously thinking about Sarah, and then he was there. As soon as she walked to the barn too, she like looked over, she's like, oh, he's here. Fuck. And she's like, oh, you here to say your goodbyes? He's like, no, I'm here we gotta go. I'm getting a horse so we can both take off. So I thought that was a nice moment. It played out very similar to how it did in the game as well. And that was pretty much the payoff from the previous discussion for this episode. But yeah, this was more or less like a transition episode, I felt too. Kind of like episode 4. This one might have been even a little bit slower. Kind of. I don't know if I want to go as far as saying it was my least favorite episode of the season, but it might have been, guys. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to the next few, because I'm pretty sure we only got 3 episodes left, guys. I'm pretty sure I know what is going to take place the next episode, so I'm not going to say what it actually is, but all I'm going to say is I'm really looking forward to the next episode, especially the next episode and the finale. But yeah, I think that's just about it for me, guys. So as always, definitely let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments down below. If you guys can like, subscribe, it really helps my channel grow. Until next time, I am out. Happy Family Day. Peace.
Well, I didn't smoke enough for you, didn't drink enough for you, wasn't fun enough for you, wasn't good enough for you, damn. You play me like a yo-yo and shit. Well, I'm not the one to be yo-yo, and when you put that shit on me, then I watch you leave, let you back in, you came back in and shit on me, drag me along for a week, till my heart